Brand new lake for me out here. Really don't know what to expect. So I'm gonna pull out a couple different options here, and we're just gonna go through my standard process of elimination and see if we can figure out how to trigger some of these. It feels like late fall to me, but this is probably early fall in Minnesota, right, Casey?
Yeah, it's gonna be mid-fall.
Okay,
yeah,
mid-fall. What are you anticipating as far as how we're gonna catch them, Casey?
Well, I think we're gonna start by looking for some deep cabbage. A lot of our weeds are dying off. And if you can find those last green clumps, a lot of times that pulls the fish right into them.
So part of our plan of attack today is locating these isolated patches of green vegetation. A lot like back at home in California, once you get into the fall and the water temps start dipping and it hits this threshold, a lot of this submerged aquatic vegetation starts to die off. So these massive beds that we've been fishing through the summer now start dwindling. And if we can locate patches of isolated green vegetation, our odds of locating bass and catching them should be pretty good.
And we're looking for cabbage, and we're looking for the healthy stuff. You can see this, all the leaves are falling off. It's turning brown. This is thinned out and dying. So we're looking for those nice green thick patches, and that's where all the bait fish and the sunfish are around, and that's going to bring all the bass around it too. Good cabbage, bad cabbage.
So once we find the cover, which is the grass, we're going to try and pick it apart with a couple different things. I like fishing fast moving reaction baits, so I'm going to try a lipless crankbait that I can rip through the grass. I'm going to try a suspending jerkbait that I can fish over the top of it. I'm going to try a swim jig just so I can keep a bait moving and pick off aggressive fish. And it looks like Casey's going to be fishing a little bit more methodically with a jig. And today's most important keynote is to not suck. Above all that other stuff, just don't suck. Might be a struggle today. You guys smell that? That's success. Either on the lake or on a date. Okay, we got this. We got this. Yes. It's a good start. It's a good start. Yeah, I could visually see the top of those cabbage stalks all over the boat. Oh! And I could feel that there's something alive on the end of this Ito shiner.
Yeah.
Hey! Would you look at that? No kidding, huh? So, as most of you guys know, I love fishing jerkbaits, Megabass jerkbaits in particular. All right, and people are starting to catch on to the power of a Megabass jerkbait. I mean, look at how this thing got ate. He wanted it. So yeah, it's a good little 1.5-pound fish to start. There's fish in this grass. But yeah, the Ito shiner, bigger profile jerkbait, different darting and swimming action than a 110. Is just something else to show these fish that they may not have seen before. I've caught my PV smallmouth on this bait. It's a nice largemouth, underutilized, underfished bait. As you saw from the way that last fish ate, it smoked it. It's not right. Nice to have that lukewarm coffee on a day like this. Ah, the sun.
A little bigger?
Yeah, we moved some cattails here. This nice one, smoking
Yeah.
right up in the sun.
There you go.
Just using a 5/16 ounce swim jig with a grub on the back. Slow rolling it. When they do hit it, they smoke it here in the fall.
Oh! I just got smoked. Did you see that? He took my tail. That dirty rat. Largemouth acting like pike. You've been hanging out with the wrong crowd. I was just trying to get my bait back in to fire off another cast. Okay, I think we might be on to something. So we are out here. Afternoon session. Nice cold fall morning. I'm fishing a vibrating jig here by Megabass. Found these in a tackle store in my recent travels through Canada. Look at that, brand new bait, little bite marks on it. I just missed the hooks, but kind of bluegilly, little blue in it, little copper, little black, multicolors. Gonna put a bold bluegill 4-inch spark shad on here as a trailer. Casey caught a couple of actually nice largemouth with a micro jig. He just had to reach in the rod locker and pull out a bass bait, and look at him go. That's the 4th bass in the last 10 minutes.
Casey's not going to lose his bass card for sure.
What a camera guy. Picks the one hands that thing and just puts it in its place.
Shallow.
Ooh, that one ran into it again.
3.5 feet of water. Looks like their activity level's pretty high.
Did you- I stuck that cast about 10 feet up into the tree as I snapped it out, and he hit it right when I hit the water.
So you're saying cast into the tree.
Yes.
That's a pattern I can duplicate for sure. I think I'm fully capable of doing that. Gosh, something about fishing a bladed swim jig. The little swim bait trailer, that's just fun. It's nice when you just pick a nice little bank here. Got little spots of vegetation holding on to dear life. Some aggressive fish chasing down swim jigs. At least if your name's Casey.
Yeah, you can see the vegetation out here. If you look out over right over my shoulder, there's 3 dark spots. And if you look on the graph, there's not much else.
Oh, even I can catch one.
It's heating up.
Look at that. Little keeper. Got the reverse grab. Nice single hook placement there. The fall bass are starting to put on a little bit more girth. That was cool. Thanks, buddy. Alright, here's something I've been holding on to as a pretty deep secret, if there's any secrets left these days, but since I just got a couple bites on the lipless, I'm sorry, as I got a couple bites on the vibrating jig, and now Casey's throwing that bait on that rod, I'm gonna see if there's another option that these fish are willing to respond to. And some of you guys might be looking at this like, what the heck is he tying on? Well, thanks to my multi-species experience, I came across this Megabass. Gosh, I don't even remember what this thing is called. But this Megabass jig head with a little vibrating blade in front of it. As you can see, I just threaded on a 4-inch spark shad as a trailer. And the big difference is it's got 2 hanging treble hooks. So if those fish are just swiping at the bait, because we did miss a few bites swimming those swim jigs through that zone. I'm gonna test the hypothesis and see if my hookup percentage can go up with those extra hook points, because with that grass dying, should be easier to fish this bait through that. And I've actually done really well on this. If you go back and look at a video that we shot right here on my home lake of Puddingstone early in the season, I whacked them pretty good on this very combo. But I haven't really fished it since, so let's see if these Minnesotan bass like it. I'm guessing they will. That?
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, there's a big dark pocket up by that dock there, and I came through that opening, and this one just smoked it.
Alright. Good one.
Sun came out for you.
Yeah.
Swim jig deep in its mouth. I got a 5/16 because the water depth we're fishing jumps so much from 3 feet to 5 feet, 6 feet. If I use that 1/4 ounce, it takes too long to get it down there. So a little heavier one lets me kind of adjust the speed to the depth.
There we go.
Larry? Where you been all day? So just trying to fish something a little bit different than Casey's fishing. He's fishing just a straight swim jig with the grub trailer. So I'm fishing a vibrating jig with a swim bait trailer. Just got to keep it honest.
There we go.
This one was on the
Dirty.
front side of that big matted up. Oh,
Nice
it's a
one.
big one.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's the one.
There.
Good call.
Tough bite.
You got one, Ollie?
Kept fighting through the afternoon, sticking with it, and it finally paid off with a really nice fall largemouth. Look at that thing, it choked that swim jig.
Yeah, it did.
And if you look over there, it was right on the front side of that cover, right where he should have been. Sure it stays healthy.
That's a sweet shot.
Got cold day, wind, lots of hours of trying to figure out some fish. But we started throwing some horizontal presentations against some windy banks, sparse weeds left, and figured out enough to make a decent day out of it. So
Yeah, man, let's get these things back in the water. Don't get eaten.
Going now.
All right, good job, buddy.
Good day, man.
Well done today. We put a clinic on with a standard swim jig. We tried a couple different things. Got some fish on the hard bait, nothing of any size. Went through a bunch of pike. Right. Had to go reset, grab some lunch. Went and targeted some panfish. Couldn't keep the bass off the jigs.
Yeah.
Made that adjustment. Caught some fish on some vibrating jigs, swim jigs, and had a good time out here today. Mid-fall. First one for me in Minnesota. Enjoy the ice. In the meantime, subscribe, comment, like. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys follow Bass Brawl Outdoors on YouTube as well, on Instagram. It's Casey and our boy Lyle. We're gonna get him in the boat this weekend and continue the chase. Shout out to my man Mike's behind the camera. Catch you guys in the next one. See ya. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I know I did, at least most of the day. It's always a good time when we get out here. It's a real special treat to be able to hang out with Casey on some of his home lakes. Sounds like home again. Sirens, now gunshots. It's just like California.